Hello friends, welcome back to episode 8 of Template Thursday with Tammy, where I'm going to bring to you a new template and sketch each and every Thursday. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Tammy Civello and welcome to Cards by TLC. As always, if you've missed my last episodes, I do have a playlist on my channel titled Template Thursday with Tammy. I have several playlists there on my channel, so please be sure to check them out for more crafting enjoyment. I will also put it in the description box below, but I'm so excited that I actually found a brand new set of templates to play with. I had never seen this before, and I was scrolling on Pinterest as always, and I found a paper play sketches set of sketches and templates, and it's on paperplaysketches.blogspot.com, and they're also on Pinterest as well. So I found this sketch and I absolutely fell in love with it because tomorrow is August 1st, and when I think of August, I think of sunflowers. It is my birthday month. Sunflowers is one of my favorite flowers. So to me, August screams yellow, it screams sunflowers, it screams the beginning of, or like towards the endish of summer, starting into like the fall months. So I decided to bring in my favorite designer paper, the Floral's Impressions designer paper. It has so many amazing designs on here. Look how beautiful that is. But we are specifically going to be playing with just the sunflowers. I'm going to do this paper as well as this with you today. We are also going to be playing with the Label Me Grateful stamp set. Amazing sentiments. It has dies that has a label die and some foliage or some leaves and foliage that we're going to be playing with later on in the season. But I loved You're the Best, so I am going to dive in, and I'm going to do one of my favorite techniques that I recently learned over the past several months, and that is adding ink to our 3D embossed sunflower. So I have my blank templates here of my 3D embossed sunflower that I am going to be adding some techniques. And if you haven't seen my ink swooshing technique or ink swiping technique, I'm going to go ahead and do that today, as well as do a couple of the templates. So let's go ahead and get started and go over the parts and pieces. I have a top folding card base at 4 1/4 by 11, scored at 5.5, and then my background piece right here is going to be the sunflower, and that's 4 by 5 1/4. And then this layer is going to be in early espresso, and this is cut at 3 1/8 by 4 1/8. Let me bring this up. Sorry guys. 3 1/8 by 4 1/8. My designer paper is cut at 3 by 4, and then I have, one second. Oh, here it is. I have a strip, which is this strip right here of designer paper, and that is cut at 1 by 3 7/8. And my early espresso that is going to be layered on top of that, that is going to be cut at 1 1/8 by 4. So those are all the sizes and dimensions. Now don't worry, all of my sizes and dimensions are on my blog today at cardsbytlc.com, and it's also in the description box below as always. So let's go ahead and get started. Oh, and then I also have an inside panel pieces. Those are cut at 4 by 5 1/4 for the inside panel. So let's go ahead and get started. And then I have the designer paper that is actually cut at 7/8 by 5 1/4. So let's go ahead and do the inside of our card first. Go ahead and get that down Now I'm not going to put any additional sentiments on the inside. I am just leaving it blank because this way I can do kind of a set of note cards that says you're the best with all the different fun layouts. The same layout, just different designer papers. So here we go. I really fell in love with that sketch. That sketch is really versatile. You can really showcase your favorite designer paper with your favorite sentiment. You can put a focal stamped point image on the front. So this is a really versatile layout in my opinion. Okay, let's go ahead and bring in our 3D embossed sunflower. And this, unfortunately, I believe is unavailable until August 11th, but that's fine. For those of you that already have this, this is a great, great showcase on what to use it for, as well as you can put it on your wish list and add it to that list. So what I'm going to do is I'm taking my lemon lolly and I'm going to come at the top and I'm going to kind of come at an angle and I'm going to lightly brush and rotate, lightly brush, rotate, lightly brush. This is a great way to do a bunch of backgrounds. And I'm going to go ahead while I have it out. You can, I'm only doing one color. I will also put in the description box a link to the video of, I think I did 4th of July. And these were so much fun to play with. I did a red, white, and blue 4th of July ones. And it is so cool to do. And then you can add additional colors. I'm just keeping it with the yellows just to keep it soft and just straightforward yellow for the background, because I think if I add any more yellows, it would just kind of overpower that, and I don't want to do that. So let's go ahead and add our panel down here. Now, if you notice, when you brush the embossed side, it highlights the embossed images, so it adds the ink to the embossed side. If you do this technique to the debossed side, it puts the background and makes your image focal, like buried underneath. So I usually like to do the embossed side. The debossed side is still fun, but I usually like to do the embossed side. Okay, so there is our background panel right here. Next up, we're going to do this section right here, this outer part, which is our early espresso. And then this piece right here is our designer paper that we showcase the design. Okay, and I just did an 1/8 of an inch border around, just enough to just kind of pop it, but not overpower that design. So I'm going to just lay that down in the center. Just like so. Then I'm going to come in with this piece right here that we're going to put right about lined up right at the bottom edge of our focal point. And this is actually the opposite side of the sunflower paper. So it has some of that green that pops out with the color. And then I'm going to take the edge of this strip right here and line it up with the edge of that strip. And I'm just going to go ahead and add some adhesive and do it straight down. Now I'm not popping up any of my layers, just because this is a layer heavy I mean, we're talking about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 layers, 7 with the stylish shape circle. So I'm kind of just doing it directly flat, except for this top. I'm going to go ahead and pop this one up because that's what I did on here. And you know what? That is going to make it a little thick. So I'm just actually going to rewind. I'm just going to go ahead and add adhesive to that. But let's go ahead and stamp You're the Best in Early Espresso. Again, my sentiment is coming from the Label Me Grateful bundle. You're the best. And then I have some twine up here. And then also, if you noticed, these embellishments are actually from the Charming Shimmer Faceted Dots. And what I did was I took my dark pecan pie and I colored my petal pink ones. So that kind of gave me like a caramel type look. So that's always fun. So I'm going to go ahead and add some adhesive here. And then I'm going to bring in my linen thread. And we are going to wrap this around a couple of times on my hand. And then I'm going to come in here and then I'm going to take that off of my hand and kind of twist it. And come in here and lay that down. Like so. Yeah, it kind of gives it that loosey-goosey linen thread background. But I'm going to bring this up. I brought this down, but if you notice on this on the sketch, it's more higher up, so I'm going to go ahead and bring that higher up rather than further down. And then I am going to come in here and add my embellishments to give it that last pizzazz. Come on. There we go. So there is the first one. Let's go ahead and do the second card here. Same layout again, 4 by 5 1/4, or I'm sorry, 4 1/4 by 11, scored at 5 1/2. We have our basic white, 4 by 5 1/4 for the inside. Let me just grab that here really quick. And then our strip here, that is about 7/8 by 5 1/4. Okay. And then we have our 4 by 5 1/4 inch embossed sunflower layer. Isn't that pretty, adding that color? And it's so easy. It's kind of the same technique where you add the ink to the embossing folder and run it through, but it's so messy and you literally have to clean up in between each color and it doesn't give you the same effect. To me, this is the easiest, quickest, fastest way to add multiple layers of color to your background. Okay. And then again, this panel piece is 3 1/8 by 4 1/8, and this is 3 by 4. Okay, go ahead and adhere that panel to the center. And then we have our 1 by 3 7/8 strip. Kind of gives it a pop of blue for the color, just for something for a contrast. And then our early espresso strip is 1 1/8 by 4. See, it just gives it a little something something extra. Okay, let's get our You're the Best sentiment, and this is the third from the largest stylish shape circle. I think it's about a 2-inch. Let's see. Yeah, this is a 2-inch circle. Excuse my reach. And then we are going to go ahead and come in with our linen thread again. Again, I'm going to come in here, wrap it around my hand. Oh, let's try this again. Just going to kind of do that with my thread. Wrap this around my hand. Okay, then I'm going to twist this, pull it off my hand, twist it. And then come in here and lay that down. And then we are going to lay that down again towards the center top of that strip. And then finish it off. This little embellishment is going to be a little quirky, so I'm just going to put 2 on this one. And I'm just going to do 2 on that one. I'll add a third one after this video, but there we have it, my friends. There is our paper play sketches, sketch number 34. Again, you can find it at paper play sketches at blogspot.com. But this is my version of those sketches. I hope that you enjoyed this today. I want to thank you for joining me for another episode of Template Thursday. And as always, if there is a specific template that you would like for me to try out, please message it to me and I will make sure that we include that in our Template Thursday with Tammy. And I will see you all next time for more creative fun. Bye, everyone.